Evolved Godzilla vs Gemstone Godzilla. Who would win? What's up everyone, ThunderGoji8 here, and welcome to my first battle analysis video. Before we begin, I would like to quickly explain how this will work, whether this will impact my editing, how often I will upload, and how I will organise these videos. Starting off, no, this will not largely impact my editing. It might push a few uploads back, but otherwise I'll still upload almost daily. Second, whether I'm going to make more videos like this will largely depend on how this video is received. If it isn't popular, I won't make more. If all goes well, I'll probably upload videos like this maybe once or twice a month, but I won't have a set date for it. Finally, a huge thank you to my sister, who is helping me design my channel mascot, and to all of you, my subscribers, who helped make this video a reality. And now, without further ado, let's begin the video. The categories that they will be fighting for are Corporal Build, Strength/AP, Speed and Agility, Durability, Abilities and/or Hacks, and Battle IQ. If I feel that other attributes, such as IQ and Regeneration, should also be considered in future videos, then I will add them in as additional categories, or in the final thoughts. Today, I will be going through these categories one at a time, and then I will finish with the X Factor, where I break down anything I hadn't mentioned in the attributes. I will be starting with Gemstone Godzilla, as I think that he is a massively underrated Godzilla. Also, I will not be including any feats of Godzilla Jr. from the Heisei era, because I have found no confirmation that they are the same character. However, as Evolved Godzilla is literally an amped version of Monsterverse, I will be counting his feats from all 4 of his films, plus his graphic novels. Beginning with Corporal Build, both Evolved and Gemstone Godzilla have a confirmed height of 120 meters. Though Gemstone has no official weight, based on his similar height to Evolved, I'd put them both at around 100,000 tons. Evolved Godzilla's limbs are proportionally much longer, and his build is much slimmer than Gemstone's. This would give Evolved Godzilla greater reach, meaning that he will almost certainly land the first blow. However, his slim arms would also mean that he would have a lower AP than Gemstone's, if we're looking at this from a realistic standpoint. Gemstone Godzilla, on the other hand, is much stockier, with shorter arms and a thicker tail and body. Though he has less reach with his arms, his tail is proportionally much longer than Evolved Godzilla's. Overall, I'd say that, for Corporal Build, due to an advanced reach and flexibility, Evolved Godzilla wins in this category. Moving on to strength, Gemstone Godzilla was able to capture Gigan Miles with only one hand, and remain standing even after several landed on his back. Gigan Miles coming in at an estimated 80,000 metric tons. He was also able to ragdoll Gigan Rex, who would weigh in at again estimated 100,000 metric tons. In Godzilla vs Megalon, he was able to overpower Megalon with some difficulty, Megalon being strong enough to do this. Later, he managed to punch Megalon a distance of around 200 meters, Megalon being at an again estimated 100,000 to 112,000 metric tons. Moving on to Evolved Godzilla, he was able to easily overpower titans such as Kong, Fumuto, and Scylla. He was even able to push back Mechagodzilla, we can't find an official size for, but other people's estimations have put him between 90,000 metric tons and a staggering 500,000 metric tons. Yeah, no, I'll put it at 95,000. You guys gotta stop saying Mechagodzilla's that heavy. He can ragdoll titans such as Scar King, who weighs around 40,000 tons. He could throw Ghidorah a short distance, and can lift the Muto Prime, both of which come in at 140,000 tons. He can also fight on par with Shimo, a titan which can easily throw Kong around as though he weighs nothing. Overall, though this was a close one, Gemstone's superior AP, and the way it seems to have no effort in performing feats that Evolved Godzilla struggled with, gives him the edge in overall strength. Moving on to speed and agility, Gemstone Godzilla was shown to not be the most maneuverable, but still being able to dodge the attacks of Gigan Miles, and could react to and catch Gigan Rex's whips. As for locomotion, yeah, he's pretty slow. His best speed feat was when he drop-kicked Megalon after being knocked from his back, but it's very unlikely that Gemstone could use this in a fight against Evolved Godzilla, so I'm hesitant to counter. As for Evolved Godzilla, he is shown multiple times to be able to jump long distances, can easily turn 360 degrees in a couple of seconds, and can easily catch Scar King's whip. He is also shown and stated to be able to run as fast as a fighter jet, making him one of the fastest Godzillas in film. Overall, yeah, Evolved Godzilla takes this easy. Not only is he faster than Gemstone, but he's far more agile, and knows how to use his agility in order to win, as was shown in his fight with Scylla. When it comes to durability, Gemstone Godzilla has plenty of feats to go through. Starting off, he can easily take the soul blades of multiple Gigan Miles at the same time without showing any visible damage. His skin is extremely tough, almost never showing any kind of scarring, even when it's put through the most powerful attacks. His skin merely deflected Gigan Rex's whips, which could soar through buildings in a second. Both Gigan Rex's and Gigan Miles' beams can somehow survive Megalon's drills, even when he is pushed for, a kilometre? His skin does not seem to be weak to anything apart from electricity. However, since that won't appear in the fight, I won't count that as an anti-fee against him. For Evolved Godzilla, determining his durability is difficult because it changes based on the amount of radiation he has consumed. For this reason, I will only be counting the feats of Godzilla's evolved form. Starting off, he was able to take an absolute beating from Kong, who is stated to be able to punch with the force of a 4.2 magnitude earthquake. He can tank Shumo's Frost Blast, which is stated in the official GXK novelization to be cold enough to freeze atoms in their place. This is an incredibly impressive feat, and means that Godzilla is pretty much immune to low temperatures. He is also able to easily survive instantly accelerating 1,000 miles in 2 seconds, and to then be sent plummeting down to the ground in hollow Earth without any visible damage. However, he did get knocked out by a powerful impact to the head by Kong, whose AP is quite far below Gemstone's. Therefore, I think it is right to assume that one good punch to the head might be enough to knock Godzilla out of the battle for a little while. His skin is also shown to be quite vulnerable to piercing and slashing attacks, as shown in previous MonsterVerse films and Godzilla Dominion. However, Gemstone Godzilla does not use either in the fight. Overall, I believe that Gemstone Godzilla wins in durability, mainly because he is shown to be resistant to pretty much all Evolved Godzilla's attacks, whilst Evolved Godzilla is mostly resistant to attacks that Gemstone does not use. Hacks and abilities. Starting off with Gemstone Godzilla, he has his Atomic Breath, which, at base, can completely destroy a Gigan Miles. Then he has his Nuclear Pulse, that was strong enough to one-shot and dismember a second Gigan. One of his most useful feats, however, is his ability to apply atomic energy to different parts of his body, allowing him to perform feats such as this. When using an attack, the energy seems to explode outwards in a kind of shockwave, producing exponential amounts of power that would likely vaporize many of the weaker titans in the MonsterVerse. Bear in mind, this is all in his base form. Gemstone Godzilla is capable of entering what's called his Nova form, which enhances his combat capabilities to an almost incomparable level to before. Upon entering his Nova form, Godzilla is capable of completely vaporizing 3 Gigan Miles, and his Atomic Breath now produces explosions with a height in excess of 200 meters. His Atomic Breath is also capable of instantly slicing Megalon in half, after just a second of contact. Like Gemstone Godzilla, Evolved Godzilla has his Atomic Breath, which can easily slice through the crust and mantle of the Earth in just a few minutes. It was also strong enough to push back Ghidorah quite a distance, and turn Tiamat into sushi. He can also sense the locations of all titans on the planet, draws power from radiation, and can see thermal radiation. He can also blast radiation out of his back, which sends Muto Prime flying around 100 meters into the sky. Like Gemstone Godzilla, Evolved Godzilla can also enter a supercharged state, which increases the potency of his Atomic Breath, but otherwise doesn't do much. Overall, Gemstone Godzilla takes abilities. Not only are his more powerful, but he also has more that can be useful in a fight with Evolved Godzilla. Though both can enter their supercharged state at will, Gemstone Godzilla enhances his capabilities to a greater extent than Evolved. Gemstone Godzilla takes abilities and hacks. Now, Battle IQ. Gemstone Godzilla, though not the smartest, has still been shown to possess fair amounts of battle intelligence. Not only can he perform difficult stunts like this, with minimal difficulty, but he is shown to adapt to his opponent, rather like Akira Godzilla. But compared to MonsterVerse, yeah, no competition. Not only has Evolved Godzilla got about 200 million years more experience, but he is also shown to exploit the weaknesses of his opponents, and knows how to throw his weight around in ways that Gemstone Godzilla can't. So, overall, Evolved Godzilla takes this easy. And finally, how do I think a battle between Gemstone Godzilla and Evolved Godzilla would go? On one end, Gemstone Godzilla has won in strength, durability, abilities and hacks. On the other, Evolved Godzilla has won in Corporal Build, speed, agility and battle IQ. Overall, the monsters are tied in a number of categories they have won, but which are the most important for this battle? In a fight between these two, I believe that Gemstone Godzilla would win high def. The most important categories in this fight would be strength, durability and hacks, all of which Gemstone Godzilla won in. Then there's the fact that Monster vs Godzilla always begins a fight by charging into his opponent, something which is a very bad idea when fighting something like Gemstone. And that's not even taking into consideration Gemstone's Nova form, as it is blatantly stronger than both base and supercharged legendary Godzilla. Personally, I can't see a realistic scenario in which Evolved Godzilla would win, unless he had help from another titan such as Kong. Thank you so much for watching and to getting to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and be sure to tell me your opinion in the comments. Hopefully, if all goes well, I might make another one within the month, but I can't make any promises. I think that I will consider it if I get over 35 likes for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.